Welcome to Figure Feedback. My name is Jeremy, and in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at some 3D printed objects that I made as far back as over a year ago to see how well they have held up in the elements, because usually I tend to print with PLA for the most part, but on the occasion that I need something that either is going to live outside or something that's going to be in a humid and hot environment for a lot of the time, I needed to step it up with some more robust materials such as PETG or ABS or ASA. So it's got a handful of things that I'm just going to take a look at now and let you know how well they have held up. About 11 months ago, I did a video testing out these sunglasses holders made out of a few different types of filament. It was PLA, PETG, ASA, and TPU, and ASA was the undisputed champion. And that's not going to be news to most people, but how has it held up after nearly a year of always being inside of a car? This is one of the exact same clips that I used in that video. And as you can see, it is still holding on to the visor really strongly. Let me just turn this upside down so you can see. You see it's not slipping off or anything. It doesn't look like it's done any sagging or drooping. And if it has, it's not very noticeable and it's still doing its job just fine. And that's going through last summer, fall, winter, and the beginning of this summer, which has just been really, really hot. And here's another one that I had printed out because I did two of them. And this one is also still holding on very well. Nice, strong grip. It's not falling off. So yeah, this ASA for these sunglasses holders is still holding up phenomenally well. And needless to say, the other clips, well, they are long gone. So the next print is this water bottle holder that I have on one of my bikes here. And I just got it mounted right here, right on the front of this frame. And, you know, it's really convenient, especially with this mountain bike style e-bike that already had the screws mounted in there. So I just had to take them out, put this in there and just tighten them back down. This is printed with Bambu Labs High Flow PETG, and it works well. Here's just a regular bottle. Put that down in there. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to, fly off. And it's been working out pretty good. And since, I take this outside and it's always nice and hot and, you got the humidity levels, especially here in this garage where I keep it, it's very nice to have this material still be able to hold this bottle like this without any problems. And hopefully this will continue to hold up over time. So far, my filament projects have been working out really good, but if you really need something with some great heat resistance that's also strong and lightweight, you might want to consider titanium. We can't print it at home yet, but you can get it directly from JLC 3DP starting at just $8. So JLC 3DP uses selective laser sintering in order to 3D print titanium TC4. It typically takes about 96 hours to finish a build, but if you want a lot more, then naturally it'll take longer. And the maximum build volume for a titanium build is 390 by 390 by 290 millimeters. So basically a nice big chunk of titanium. Titanium TC4 also has really good corrosion resistance and superior high temperature stability. And if titanium is not really your thing, JLC 3DP also offers BJ316L stainless steel 3D printing as well. And they use a process called binder jetting in order to pull that off. It's more economical than titanium. It starts at $5 and the maximum build volume is also smaller. So it's going to be 100 millimeters cubed. So if you're interested in any of this, I'll leave a link down in the description so you can check it out. And since the titanium 3D printing is still relatively new, you're also going to find $50 worth of coupons specifically for titanium 3D printing as well. Thank you to JLC 3DP for sponsoring this video. And now let's go take a look at some filament again. So I printed out some birdhouses not too long ago. So let's see how these have been holding up through the heat and the rain and everything else that goes on outside. Now this one was printed with ABS for the red and ASA for the black. And it's still up here. It's still holding on. I don't think any birds have moved in, but it still looks good. It's still holding its shape. It hasn't warped so that this part falls out because this black part is just sort of pressure fit in there and it's holding up all right. But if we move over here to this birdhouse, this is printed entirely from PETG, every single piece of it. And I really do like the style of this. And also, I don't think any birds have moved in, but this one is also holding up very well. And it's also just pressure fit in, and all the pieces are just sort of pressure fit in as well. They aren't being glued on. This just sits right there on top. This is screwed into here. Everything is still just holding up, screwed into this fence here. So this has been here through all the elements and it still looks pretty good. So way back in the cut there is another little birdhouse that I printed out of PETG well over a year ago. It's been well over a year. And as you can see, it's still holding up just fine. It hasn't fallen to pieces or anything. And I'm not going to go back there right now and try to grab it, but it is still holding on. So there you go. Everything is still holding up pretty darn good. And I also think that has to do with the type of model it is. For example, those sunglasses holders for the car, when I initially printed it in PETG, it held up for a little bit, but it did start to sag. But when you kind of just look at the way that that model is, it just kind of makes sense that maybe that just wasn't the strongest type of a model to survive those conditions. But if it's something that has more heft and more bulk to it, like those birdhouses, for example, then that PETG can definitely survive those outdoor elements for a pretty good period of time. My expectations are even higher for the ABS and ASA prints that I have out there. And we have been getting hit with the elements. It hasn't just been regular hot UV heavy days. It's been that way, but here in Georgia, we also get a lot of humidity. It's been raining a lot more than I remember this year than in previous years. So it's been a whole lot of stuff, man. High winds, there's been a little bit of snow. It's been a little bit of everything. So it's great to see that those prints are holding up. It gives me confidence to be able to put more things out there in the future, at least printed out of those materials. So that's going to do it for now. And thank you all so much for watching. And if you found any value at all in this and you like what you see, do me a favor and either leave a comment and or subscribe to the channel so that you will always be in the know for when another one of these videos comes out. Thank you again for watching. Till next time, take care of yourselves. I'll speak to you soon.